him at Coaches Congress in Twickenham, October 4th. And the first thing I said to him was, "Oh, you're wearing your suit." So yeah, that was quite funny. But I love the fact that he's got that now. And he's, everything's formal, like his background, the shows are getting a lot more slick. So it's great to see. And I watched him do that burpee thing with Grid earlier in the year. That looked awful. He had to take the jacket off after a while because it was just a bit too much. But he's a lovely guy.
He enjoys doing the skipping as well, single arm skipping. He loves it. So using the mono rope.
Yeah.
He came across that in September last year.
Right.
And at our comp there, and he gave it a go. And I told him that if he was, when he was doing his fundraiser to go to the States, I donated 100 quid if he could do 30 unbroken. And I think he managed it. So
he did. Fair play to him then.
It's it was good.
So he got his 100 from you.
But he got me 100.
Excellent.
He's
good to hear.
He's been there and he's chatted and he's sort of shown what we do. The September one was the first time he's ever seen it, and even that opened his eyes. So when you come in February, you're in for a treat.
Yeah, do you know what? Like, as I said, I'm really looking forward to it. But before we go into that, Nigel, I just want to say hello and welcome you to the show formally. Yeah. So thanks for coming on a beautiful Sunday. Where are you based, Nigel?
I'm in Devon.
Oh, lovely. What part of Devon?
Just outside Torquay.
Do you know? Right. So my mate Peter Rue. He owns a dairy. His parents own a dairy farm in Newton Abbot.
Yeah, that's where I live.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
No way. So there's a small there's a roundabout. There's a quite big roundabout as you're coming from the motorway. There's a big roundabout. You can carry on to Torquay. In Newton Abbot, you go right up a little hill, and then there's a left, and then he's up there. He's got a big dairy farm. He's got like tons of land, but he's living in London now. But his dad's quite he's into the farming, young farmers and stuff like that down there, which is cool. But no, brilliant! I love Newton Abbot.
Is it Cumantined way?
Hey, sorry,
Cumantined?
Oh, I don't know.
No,
I don't know. What's that?
That's an area. It's just outside Newton Abbot. It's quite farmy.
Oh, he's literally like, is there a roundabout with a McDonald's on it, yeah. So he's like a 2-minute drive from there.
Yeah, so am I.
And then the land goes right out from there, if you know what I mean.
Oh, is he Farmer Roo?
Yes.
Yes, I know where he is. Yeah.
Oh, good. That's right, Pete.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I know where he is.
That.
Yeah.
I used to go down there about once a month. I used to drive down from London, about a 4-hour drive, and then just chill out. We'd go to Torquay on a night out and have chat with the mad taxi drivers down there.
Yeah.
They've got some stories.
It's a lot. It's changed a lot since then.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
All right.
It's
I was
interesting times for nights out in Torquay now.
Right. Okay. I think I'm talking about like probably between 2004, 2008, around then.
Yeah.
So that was the glory days of Torquay.
The glory days of Torquay.
Yeah. There is not a more UK place than Devon. No, absolutely, Abigail.
That's Abby.
Oh, Abby. Yeah. Hello, Abby. Yeah, it's very true. Very true. Is there a more UK name than Nigel?
No, there isn't. There's not many of us left either.
No.
And every year there is a Nigel get together near Worcester.
Is there really?
Yeah.
Has Mr. Farage ever attended?
I don't know.
I
only know about it because it randomly popped up on BBC News a while back, and I was like, "Oh my god,
that's fantastic!" I do have a habit of doing Nige.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. I won't. But I've got a mate, another mate called Nigel. Actually, I don't know if he attends the annual gathering of Nigels. I'll have to ask him, or even if he knows about it. It's like there's a Alan Partridge festival that happens every year that I might attend this year. Hi, Kenneth. So Nigel, so we've established that you're from Newton Abbot down in Devon. And tell us a bit about yourself, but upbringing. Were you always in Newton Abbot? Were you always in Devon?
Yeah, I've always lived in the area, sort of 3 miles of Newton Abbot. I'm now firmly ensconced in Newton Abbot, not far from the roundabout and the McDonald's. Our friend Laurie, who came down once, she would testify that she asked, "Is there a Sainsbury's nearby?" And I went, "Yes, there is." And it's like, we don't live in the backward grounds like that too much. And I'm sure if Abby's still watching, she's laughing at that right now because she knows that story. But yeah, I've always been here. Sport-wise, it's been part of my life. I used to play cricket a lot before my accident, and then literally left school, went to work. I was there 9 months and had a industrial accident, which changed my life at the age of 16. So yeah, ended up in a wheelchair, and 28 years from February, that's where I've been. So, right. But yeah, my journey from breaking my neck to now it's been an interesting one. I've done the first 2 years were really hard. I then joined a gym. Was greeted by an ex-Marine PTI who absolutely destroyed me. But
in a good way.
In a good way.
Yeah.
But what he did for me was create the foundations and the building blocks of me moving forward in my life of what I can do now. Various years at the gyms, probably must have been about 8-9 years ago, maybe. With my PT who used to do CrossFit, I wanted something to do something different than just going to the gym and lifting weights. I wanted to push myself a bit more. So looked at doing CrossFit, went to the local box near me and was told that it's not for me. Went to another CrossFit box randomly in Exeter for something else and spoke to the owner there, and he said, "Of course you can do it." I mean, they've got a guy there at the moment who he's been there for God knows how many years, who's blind, and he said it's adaptable for everybody. Movements are easily adaptable, and yeah, so for the last 10 years I've been doing CrossFit-y stuff. Still do it now. I've done the Open. I got a little bit disheartened with the Open with the way it was at the beginning. The categories weren't great for my level of injury. So I started doing competitions at the box in Exeter, CrossFit Pi, with teams of 4 comp, and was just enjoying myself doing that. And I knew full well that we're on the leaderboard, we're never going to win it. I just got on there to push myself a little more from something to do from my training. From that kind of came the idea of setting up WODaptive. And having a chat with Ben Wadham down at Pantheon Plymouth and Craig Graham at Alt Movement in London, we sort of came together with this idea of running a comp for the everyday and the elite, but you're competing with a partner of your choosing. And in 3 years, we've had 5 competitions and sold out all 5 of them.
Fantastic.
And it's just growing and growing and growing. February, we've got 40 teams competing. We've got some internationals coming over for it, which is good. So it shows that it's being seen elsewhere. The one thing that we do a little bit differently is we don't have divisions for the person's disability. The division is your team setup.
Right. Okay.
So it's not about your disability. It's just about how you set your team up. So the workouts are adjusted for the divisions, so neuros and seated and all of that lot. But it's you against other people's disabilities, just doing a variation of the workout, and it works quite well. So it's just not all about, oh yeah, this category there's only one person in it, this category there's only two in it. We've got the categories, so it's male male, female female, female male, and it works. So
I love that.
We've learned over the years of how to do it. I mean, our first one was just one podium, and now we've got 6.
Uh-huh.
So, but that's how it's grown. So it's working, and people keep coming back. So
Lovely.
We're getting the sponsors and stuff are involved, and truly grateful for everything they give us. They get the idea, they get the concept, and they just want to support it.
Fantastic. And your partners that you set up Wodaptive with, are they adaptive athletes as well, or are they able-bodied?
Ben is an ex Royal Marine PTI,
right?
But he trains adaptive athletes or para athletes. He trains them down in Plymouth. A lot of them are ex-military with various bits missing. He trains Mark Ormrod.
Okay.
He's a triple amputee.
Right.
So he trains him. He was blown up in Afghanistan, I think it was. He does that. And Craig in London, Craig set up the first ever disabled only CrossFit gym.
Really? Oh, wow.
Yeah. And he was purely had it as a CrossFit box for people with disabilities, various levels, just to get them in there doing movement and stuff.
What's that gym called, Nigel?
Alt movement, ALT movement. And yeah, between him doing what he does, he's now moved from where he was to where our venue for next year is going to be at this school. He's got his gym there where he coaches people still with disabilities, but he's also doing everyday people as well. So even he's progressed, and he's seeing more and getting more people involved and stuff. But between the three of us, we set up WODaptive, and originally we were going to various gyms around the country, various boxes, sorry. But it's got to the point now where I've had to put my hand in my pocket and invest quite a bit to then be able to do it as a standalone competition now. So, I mean, using the boxes was great to get the message out there and show various areas of this is what we can do.
Yeah.
But it's grown that much now that I've had to expand it to being a standalone comp in his own premise, in sort of own venue, which in February it's going to be proper comp vibes. You've got vendor village, you've got your warm-up area, you've got the comp floor. So
that's a great, as you've said it, there's loads that I want to pack loads of stuff, but seeing as it's what you've just said, the vendor village.
Yeah.
Who are the vendors that you've got? Have you got any brands that are specifically for para athletes, or is it just general vendors?
It's just general vendors. So we've got Astor Ion, who is our massage guys, and they sell CBD, recovery, and performance lotion. UK Supreme Fitness will be there because they've kindly we've got them as a sponsor for new barbells and plates and stuff coming in. I think we've got about 1.5 tons of barbell plates coming, which we've got a lot of kit. I've had to physically bought 2 shipping containers.
Wow. How much is a shipping container these days?
It's about 1,900 quid for a shipping container.
That doesn't sound too bad. No. I guess it's the transportation that's the cost of having a shipping container.
Yeah, but because we're going to be using the school full time, the school have allowed me to put 2 shipping containers at the school.
Oh, amazing.
So in one of where their football pitches are, there is 2 40-foot, 9-foot high cube shipping containers.
Yeah.
Which I've seen the video of them next together, and I'm just like, this just doesn't make sense that I own this.
Yeah.
But we filled one of them with 300 square meters of flooring, and then it's like, I need to buy another one now because we haven't got anywhere to put the rest of the stuff. So
often overlooked, the flooring for competition organisers and events. My first experience of that was for Battle of London in January 2014 at the Copper Box. Have you been up to the London? Yeah, the Elizabeth Park where the Olympics were. And the cream of the crop of European CrossFitters. Where Andrew Agar came over. It was there was people from all around the world that came over for this event. It was I think at the time it was like the biggest organised event in the UK that had on our grounds, and it made the London news on the Monday morning because the flooring hadn't been right and they had absolutely annihilated the £1 million flooring underneath the matting and they destroyed it. And so that was the first time really that I'd encountered how important getting good flooring is for competitions.
We've got 4 centimeter thick flooring, literally rubber matting.
That'll do it.
And there's 300 square meters of the stuff.
Yeah. So, CrossFit's right. The cost is brutal.
Yeah, I think that came in at about £7,000, and that was with a deal from the people that had bought it from.
Right.
But it's nuts. It is actually insane.
And it's sorry.
We needed it to protect the flooring in the school. So we've done that, and hopefully all be well in February.
Yeah, and it's things like that when you're buying a ticket to a competition, if it's not on the athlete or the person buying the ticket to understand that or say or understand all that, but it helps when the ticket price goes up, or it's it's £100 or £200 for a ticket. It helps to understand where that money's going, because believe it or not, everyone, organising events and running them isn't a massive profit-making venture.
Nope.
If you're breaking even, you're doing well. If you make a few £100 for yourself, you're doing really well. Yeah. It's for the love of it and the investment.
For the amount that I've put in, and I'm not taking a wage from this at all. I think I'm in for about 85,000 so far.
That's a lot of events to claw back some money from. So let's get you some more events going. So
they're coming. There's things coming.
Yeah, good. So we've got a lot to unpack. So I want to rewind a little bit to something you said earlier. So you went to we won't name them necessarily, but you went to your first CrossFit gym and they said it wasn't for you.
Yeah.
That, let's call it for what it is. It's an ignorance. It's a gap in, and it's not judgmental. I'm not being judging here. It's a lack of knowledge. It's a lack of education. Yeah. You must experience that a lot in your life. A lot.
I have done. If it comes along now, it just washes over me. I'm that far ensconced and beyond the feeling shocked factor of it's a no. But makes me more determined to find a way around it to go yes. Yeah. So exactly. Obviously a lot of CrossFit comps, functional fitness comps, is always individuals. Which is why we came up with this, because not everybody wants to do or has the confidence to do an individual's comp. So we set up the mixed pairs so that you're sort of competing, you're giving them the option, the ones that go to the gym regularly and have something to do, to compete for, to push themselves at. And then they can come away from that and go, right, I need to work on X, Y, and Z weakness. And there's people that have. There was people that are at our first competition from the Hambo Foundation, Matt Hampson, who set up a foundation when he broke his neck to help people with spinal injuries mostly get into fitness and to help them, because I know the same from me. I know how fitness helps anyone with a disability. It helps you be more it's healthy, it's movement, and it's just daily living that it helps you for. And there's the ones that do that, they go to the gym, but they don't have something to aim for. So we do the 2 comps a year. So you do your comp in February, you've then got 6 months to go and work on bits that you think you are weak in, to then come back in September, October time to push yourself a bit harder. And like I say, there was three athletes from the Hambo Foundation when we first started 3 years. Well, it'll be 3 years in February, and 3 of them from that, it was the first time I've ever doing it. They were at the games this year, and
fantastic.
I look through the photos of our first comp to now, and you can see the massive improvements all the way through of people that keep coming back. And it's little wins like that. You look and think, okay, what I've actually created here is actually making a difference for them, and that's worth more than money anytime.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that we had one competition at the Gymshark Lifting Club, where you can't get in there for love nor money unless you work for Gymshark. I mean, that says it all. That we were recognised by them that they wanted to have us there. I mean, one of the workouts was delightful with synchro thrusters and rowing, but it was one that I programmed. I literally sat there and everybody was either giving me evils or the middle finger. But it's things like that. You think, okay, I've programmed it right because it's pushing you. And you're not being injured from it. You're just being pushed possibly to your threshold and maybe just past it.
Yeah.
I mean, if Abby watching now, she absolutely loved doing rowing and synchro thrusters. To the extent of
no one does.
No, not especially the way that I did it. It was even more fun because it was descending ladder and meters on the rower and ascending thrusters.
And you designed that, did you?
Yes, I did design.
You horrible man.
I know. I get told that a lot.
It's one of those moments when you've programmed a workout like that, and then people are ruined and they say they hate you, and you're like, thanks. That's a compliment in our world.
But the workouts that I write, I do test them. I don't just sit there and go, yeah, that'll work. So I have tested them, and then I test them a few more times to make sure that the time cap. Yeah, Abby, it was so bad. It's one of those of it gets tested by me, it gets tested by the other guys. I get some other people to test it as well from an able body point of view. And then I work out, right, is the time cap right for it? And the time cap was spot on. They're on the floor in a mess. But it's fun things like that. But comps that we've done, we have incorporated every now and then like a specific movement for disabilities. So September last year was monorope. So that was monorope skipping for the able bodies, which we gave them a month's notice to try and learn and how to make your own monorope. Some people did, some people just couldn't get it. Yes, I do. There was a few that tried it and they were enjoying it. They loved it. And a few of them were like, can't get my head around this.
No.
September just gone, we gave them one-arm burpees.
They're hard.
Yeah. Very
hard. Yeah.
So they had that as their first workout, and then the second workout consisted of sandbag devil press. So yeah.
You really are a horrible man, aren't you?
I am, yeah. I get told that a lot. I mean, when the workouts come out in January for the February comp, I'm expecting some people to be like, what the actual hell?
Some heavily drafted emails.
Oh, no, I don't get that. I just get abuse on Instagram.
Oh, good. That's the modern equivalent of,
Yeah.
Of course, you are right. That rowing and thrusters, that was abysmal. I think that was 15, 16, it was disgusting. So sorry, CrossFit's just made me go into like a trauma mode with that workout. I remember doing it, and in the freezing, it was really cold for some reason. And I had a beanie hat on at the time. Swiftly took that off. So we're talking about like kind of like ignorance, and not in a judgmental way. It's just if you've not come across
a power athlete coming into your gym, or you know anybody, if you've not got that link, then that's where you will get the people that go, they kind of freak out and go, oh no, I can't do that.
Yeah. And
but you'll also get coaches that will go, of course you can. And if it's a movement we can't do, as a coach, they should be able to think of a way to adapt it.
And herein lies the problem, I think, for most people, and I include myself in this. So up until a couple of years ago, I hadn't really worked with a para athlete that wanted to actually do competition. So we'd had, people with various disabilities at the gyms over the last sort of decade or so before then. But within the space of about a couple of months, I had 2 disability athletes approach me about working. And initially, I didn't express this outwardly, but inwardly, I thought, what am I going to do? Like, I haven't got a clue about any of this. Why would anyone want to use me as this kind of vessel, as a tool to actually go into competition? And Claire, who I'm very fortunate to know now, who hopefully will be coming in February with me, she had quite a bad accident at a sporting event a couple of years ago. And you mentioned about that first couple of years. So Claire, obviously things may well be very different from when you had yours 28 years ago, did you say? Yeah. So hers was a couple of years ago, and she was basically given this time frame of 2 years. And they said hers was lumbar, so complete kind of paralyzed from the lumbar, L4, L5 downwards. You've basically got, she was given the thing, you've got 2 years to make a difference, to get in, to do what you can with what you've got going on, with multiple operations along the way. If after 2 years we can see that you're on trajectory towards some kind of recovery or road or whatever you want to call it, and they were very brutal, we will continue to assist and go down the route of basically helping. If after those 2 years there hasn't been much of a difference, there hasn't been much changes, you're basically back to pasture. We'll do what we can, we'll tick the boxes, but we won't put any more funding into you. So Claire, like many, many people in her position that I've had the fortune of meeting the last couple of years, just went full pelt, full send, right? I am doing this. And I, over the kind of like last year or so, I've been working with Claire. She's now a registered powerlifting athlete. So she's part of the weightlifting squad. She's been to 2 international events. She wants to now take a foray into CrossFit and functional fitness events. She's done a wheelchair marathon in the last 6 months. She's just this absolute weapon. But do you know the best thing about it is that the whole way she knew I didn't have a clue to start with. But what she wanted to do was work with me to educate me while she's also learning, and we figured it out along the way. And it's the ability for, she convinced me to say, right, okay, we'll test, we'll trial and error, we'll get through it, we'll train as we do, use your knowledge around powerlifting and CrossFit, adapt it for me as we go. I won't take offense to if we try something and it doesn't work, because this is all new to both of us. And it's worked really well, and I'm really good friends with Claire now, and she's such a decent person. But the thing is, it's the initial shock of as a able-bodied athlete and a coach to think, I don't know what I'm doing, and it would be so easy. It would be so easy to say, sorry, I can't do this. But rather than say, sorry, you can't do it, Nigel. What the coach should have probably said was, sorry, I can't do it, but let's find someone that can help you, rather than sort of turn you away. But it's I'd imagine it's a very common story, which is why it's really important.
I mean, there's more no's than there is yeses, but recently there's a lot more yeses than there is no's. So it's just dependent on where you go and the people that you're interacting with.
Yeah.
I mean, WODaptive itself is, it's a community. Yes, it's a competition, but it's also the community. And I've had boxes message me going, I've got this athlete. What can I do for this movement? So I've gone back to him and said, try this, 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 and this. If that doesn't work, because of me not knowing what their range of movement is, it's a hard one for me to gauge. But I can give them a rough idea. And I said, if that doesn't work, come back and we'll look at it a bit closer. I mean, there was one woman, she did her first comp in September with us, and she had wall walks. She's a seated athlete. They have wall walks program. I went, what can I do for this? I went, box walks. So she's now doing that, just literally on her hands. And it's things like that, and same as bar pull-ups. Because of her level of injury, she can do bar pull-ups, but it's just a case of putting the barbell lower on the rig, strapping the barbell to the rig. Yes, all right, she's doing it from a seated position on the floor, but she's still doing a pull-up.
Yeah,
it's just things like that. And there is coaches out there. There's quite a few in London that are really good at being able to help people with disabilities. And there's more coming up around the country now. Obviously, Devon and Cornwall, we've got a good amount. There's quite a few in the Midlands now and going up north. So there's more yeses now than there is no's, which is good to see.
Yeah.
Can it be better? Yes.
I was going to ask that.
You've got to start somewhere, haven't you?
Yeah, exactly. Rather than thinking, oh, there's nothing, what you've done is say, all right, there's nothing. There's an opportunity here. Right, I need to drive it forward. I'll be the one that kind of takes the ball by the horns and does that. You said earlier about when you first started, you weren't best pleased with the Open and the structure that what kind of year are we talking for that?
That was 2021.
Right. Okay. And
when they first initially had the CrossFit had the discussions.
Yes.
I was on the initial Zoom calls about the adaptive divisions when it was all being discussed.
Okay.
Yes, it was all new, but there wasn't the conversation about, well, what about people with this disability and stuff. And I think the first Open, 2 of the workouts for seated were out of their chair. Well, for me, that's just not possible, and there was no other options available for that workout. So you kind of did something that my coach amended it for me to do, but I just didn't enter a score on the Open. I've not done the Open itself for probably the last 3 years.
Right.
When the workouts come out, I look at them and go, yeah, I'll give it a go. But I do it for myself rather than trying to get on a leaderboard, because I'm old now. It's not, I'm beyond. I enjoy riding. 44.
44. Right. Okay. I'm not far behind you. I'm 40. So you can't really stop calling yourself old, please. So you, obviously that's 2021. You haven't done the Open, or you have, but you haven't had the scores and everything like that. Have you seen a difference? Because obviously Will Wad and Kevin Ogar and they again from ignorance. Claire, my friend, is hoping to do the Open in February and March time when we come round. So I'm going to be working with her. We're going to get, I think, am I right in saying the workouts get rejigged, and on the Friday, the adaptive versions
They normally. So when it's released on, they normally release on Thursdays.
Nowadays it's Thursday night, yeah.
So normally it would be a few hours after that it gets released for the adaptive divisions.
Right. Okay.
Or sometimes it's literally alongside it. It depends on when the person goes, yes, go live. but it will give you everything that's in there that you need for your category when you've been classified.
Right. And have you seen an uptick in quality and adaptability over the last few years? Is it getting there?
It's gotten better than it was. It's still got a ways. It's probably my best answer for that one.
Right. Okay. Good.
But it's one of those of this. Everybody's injury is different. Complexities of diagnoses and everything. You're not going to have someone like me with C5-6 injury in my neck put me next to someone else who's the same break, and he could have working finger function in one hand.
Yeah.
So it's one of those. You can't. It's hard to categorize people because of what they've got. Yeah. But if they were to do a category for everybody for this impairment without this bit, you're just going to have hundreds and hundreds of categories and hardly anybody in the categories.
Yeah.
I mean, more work needs looking at in the categories.
I don't envy them that job.
No.
You could have you have 1,000 people register in the the adaptive division, and you'd have 1,000 people with different disabilities. So I don't envy them. However, at the competition level, you seem to have found a way to manage that and adapt it for the individual.
So Craig has a vast knowledge of working with various people with disabilities.
Right.
Between him, Ben, Ian, who is kind of he's my head judge, but he's got a hat with many roles. He's my operations ninja and this, that, and the other. He's the one that's there on site receiving a container delivery, because I'm not going to drive 5 hours up the road just to be there for 20 minutes to watch a container get dropped off. He literally lives around the corner. But between us all, we've got knowledge to be able to look at movements for people's disabilities and range of movements, and we can go, right, they're going to do this. Have I got it right in nearly 3 years? I'll admit and say no. But I'm learning, as is everybody else. I mean, our first comp, there was movements that didn't work for some of the people. We've now moved it on, and we've got we do the RX version, but we also offer the scaled version as well. So, for example, rope climbs. If you can't climb, if you're a seated athlete that can't get out of your chair and climb a rope, you've then got seated rope pull-ups. So you're just doing from your chair to standing, and you do that 4 times instead of climbing a rope.
Yeah.
So
it aggregates out.
Yeah.
Over the course of it. I think Matt's right in saying that attitude we talked about earlier about coaching and being open to learning and to getting things wrong. As long as both parties are happy with that setup, I think that applies well to events as well. Obviously there's a bit of pressure from CrossFit perspective. If they can't release these things and then trial and error it all the time, you'll get feedback, you'll get people moaning, but people are going to moan whatever. So you just have to do what you can, which is right. So
our premise is, if we can get it right 90%, we've done good.
Yes. Yeah.
After each comp, go away, write down bits that I've seen, because until they're actually doing the workouts, you're like, okay, that didn't work for that person. I need to readjust it for something else. But I go away, I ask for feedback. Abby's very vocal in her feedback with workouts, but that's the only way you can learn.
Yeah.
And if it's when they give you the feedback, don't get offended by it. Learn from it.
Do you know, with all of this, the underlying principle is if it's coming from a good place, it's good.
Yeah.
You're getting feedback. People give you feedback because they want you to improve.
Yeah.
And it's the people that don't see it that way that will get offended by that feedback. And it's the same, you know, it's the same across the board, isn't it? If you see things for what they are, for good, from a good place, and you can tell the difference, can't you?
But it's the same with any comp, even able-bodied comps. You're going to have somebody that's going to have a really good day at the comp and it was great for them, and others are going to be like, that was a bit shit. That was a bit shit.
Yeah.
Regardless, so we've always gone with if we can hit the 90%, then yes, I know. I never listened to you, Abby. It's you take it on board and see what you can change. Some things you can't change.
No,
because it's just operations wise, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. It's ops and logistics, isn't it? But the thing that I used to run a couple of events down in London because there was none. There was literally no CrossFit events in London for between, other than the big, the one which moved up north eventually at the Copper Box. But there was nothing. There was literally nothing because of ground rent, because of space, because of whatever it might be. All the events teams seem to be Midlands or up for whatever reason. So we organised one at Brunel University and we hosted that and we did it. And the only negative feedback I got that still haunts me to this day was the workouts were too simple. Not easy, simple. And over the years, I've kind of seen that as a compliment. That was the only negative feedback I got. But if you keep things, if you have the luxury of keeping things simple and not trying to be extravagant and, impress people with complexity, you can focus on timekeeping. You can focus on logistics. You can focus on all the things that make keeping things on time and prepping. You can keep your attention on that. And I think overall, that's what impresses people the most. If they walk away on time, having done hard workouts, they're not going to worry about if it was too complex or not. With your events, there's so much more to consider than, all of that. So there's a level of respect I would feel that goes with your kind of events with the power athletes and the adaptive stuff than any other event. I was talking to this lady. We went to, sorry, I know I'm talking a lot now. Sorry, you have to excuse me. I was talking to a French lady in Ireland, in Dublin, when we went for a para bench competition with Claire. And she's a physician, so she's a doctor, and she does all the classifications. So we went there. We had to do the international grade classification with this event. Yeah. We were talking to her for a while, and her daughter is an amputee below the knee, and that's how she kind of got into the sport. And her daughter was there with her, and I was getting chatting to her daughter, and she said something that really, really changed my mind to things. She's like, I watch able-bodied compete, and I'm just bored. It's like it's really boring because they haven't had to queue at the airport for an extra 5 hours than I did. No. They're not hobbling. They're not having to prep differently. They're not going through all this extra rehearsal and practice. They're just boring and they do things perfectly and it just looks boring. And I was sat there, I was like, do you know what? You've actually got a really good point there. Like when I watch Wheel or when I watch any of the para athletes, like with para bench and whatever it might be, the Invictus Games and the Paralympics, there's this extra thing that goes with it that makes it so much more interesting because you get that backstory behind the athletes and you understand how bloody hard it is for them just to show up, like, and the logistics and the medication and the timing wise and getting everything. It's just, but there's so much more to it than able-bodied just rocking up and going, right, moaning about the weather or whatever it might be. There's so much more to it than meets the eye, and the stories that go with it, and like the Paralympics is such an incredible opportunity for people to really see that.
I mean, we've over the last couple of years we've had Dave Weatherall, who's an ex-Paralympian, compete. He's now massive in high rocks. He does it on his crutches.
Is that the guy you've been posting recently? Yeah, I've noticed that.
He's a great bloke, but he did like this year. He tried, but sadly got out the time cap to do an Ironman on his crutches.
Whoa!
Yeah, But Dave just goes for it. He's just like, come
That's
on.
nuts.
But his girlfriend was in doing the Jordan Marathon or the Jordan Trail, where it's like 2 weeks of running the length of Jordan. And he went out there and did some of it with her. And I've got a lot of time, a lot of respect for Dave for the amount of stuff he does. I just think, how the hell do you fit it all in, mate?
Yeah.
But he's obviously doing the Paralympics and didn't really have a focus of where to go. And then obviously High Rocks came along and he's smashing it left, right, and centre. But you've got, you'll see it in February, the amount of variation. I think we've got 19 seated athletes competing. And then the rest is all neuro, upper, lower. We got any visions? No, I don't think we've got any visions. We haven't got any short statures. But you'll look at them and go, okay, they're a neuro, but yet they're doing that differently than them.
Yeah.
But it'll open your eyes to other movements and other pain that you can inflict on people.
Yeah.
So Claire might not appreciate you coming over.
Yeah.
But it's one of the things that we've done, obviously did this year actually, was we teamed up with British Weightlifting. And it was to give athletes something to do that wasn't just a full day comp. Obviously British Weightlifting, 2 movements. Kind of forced their hand on it for when Emily Musket down here she does a Lift Me Up event, which she does as a charity event for MND. And because it's literally 5 minutes from me, I went, can I come and do it? And they were like, don't know. But I had a chat with them and they were like, okay. And me and Abby obviously were the first 2 adaptive athletes to do that at a British weightlifting event. They went a little bit overkill on the judges and had the judges from the Olympics over to try and for judging us. And I was like, okay. We were in warming up and these 4 people appeared and went, we're your judges and we have no idea what we're looking for.
Right. Good.
So we showed them and they're like, okay.
Yeah.
And then, we went out, we did what we did. Abby was there doing 1-arm snatch with, I think it might have been about 50 kilos above her head.
Wow. Shit.
Yeah, Abby's strong.
Abby. Hats off to you. Bloody hell.
So she's a lot stronger now as well. But she did that and they were like, at the end of it, they're like, oh, it was a lot easier than we thought. It's like, yeah, it's not. It's not hard for us to be involved in this as well. And then obviously a few more conversations and we've got the adaptive British Open for weightlifting, which Fantastic. They're doing another one in June next year.
Right.
In Birmingham.
Okay.
They're going to be doing a British weightlifting event the day before our comp in October in London as well. So it's another area that it's more, because it's skills based, it's something that it's an area that a lot of seateds work on more because of the complexities of trying to do it. But it's something that you can put the skills you've learned from it too.
So true. We went to Birmingham for the British champs. I think it was July. I think with Claire, and she competed there and after Dublin, and it was the same weekend that Strength in Depth was on. So the same within the same arena. Yeah. So between watching the able-bodied athletes doing the weightlifting and Claire's heats and their waves going, we were wheeling over and we were watching the CrossFit lanes, and Claire had never seen CrossFit in real life. She's been to the gyms, obviously, where I'm at. She's never seen it. And she was like, what are they doing? And I was like, there's adaptive versions of this. And she's like, can I do that? And I was like, yeah, you can. And it was going to an event and seeing it in person that totally transformed what she thought it is possible. And it was able-bodied athletes, but it was still that environment, that competitive environment for an athlete like her, because she was a very, very good runner before the accident. For her, that was a spark. It was like, right, here we go. I'm going. So these events that you guys run, like you said earlier, you alluded to it. You never know who you might inspire or change. You know, someone coming along and just seeing it for the first time, they'll go to their local affiliate or gym or PT, and they'll inquire, which is why it's so damn important that we educate the coaches to understand that we can adapt it. We can get people moving. There are ways of doing this, which is, I guess, the message from all of this. It's we can get people moving it. We can do things. We just have to find a way to do it.
I mean, Abby's got a weight belt that's got adapting is not scaling.
I love that.
Which is true. And I mean, when WODaptive first started, I, for the first 3 comps, was getting individual athletes 1 rep maxes of certain movements. So I had data points to be able to then look at and go, right, they're doing this, they're doing this, they're doing this. And over the three comps, I've gotten enough information for them to be able to filter through to Craig and Ben and go, this is what we've got for data points, and go from there. Any newbies that come to the comp, I still ask for their information just to make sure, to see if they're on the same level. If they're not, then we can move that as well.
Good.
So,
and Abby's got a say.
Yeah. But it's having that information from the athlete and going, okay, you'll be fine for what we've programmed. If not, we can lower the weights for you. It's not a problem.
Yeah, not the end of the world.
No. But it means that next time, if you come back, you might be lifting heavier.
Yeah. Cool. And it gives you something to train for.
Yeah.
Because training is important, whether we like it or not.
Yeah.
In the real world, away from this make-believe thing that we have called CrossFit, what's your? Do you have a job? Are you doing something else?
I print T-shirts.
Really?
Yeah.
Amazing. Is that at your own company or somewhere else?
No, it's here. I literally do it all from home.
Amazing.
That machine there.
Yeah.
Cuts vinyl.
How did that come about? Was it just something you wanted to do because you thought, no, there's not a T-shirt that I want out there, I'll do it myself?
No. So over the 28 years I've got my degrees in anatomy and physiology, nutritional science, garden design randomly because I got bored.
Amazing.
I've got a certificate of electrical engineering. I've got all this stuff, and it got to I set up couple of clothing brands for CrossFitters years ago. It was about 7-8 years ago for one of them.
Right.
Stepped away from that because more and more people were doing it, and it was just getting to the point it's like, can't keep up with this. So because I was doing the clothing brand, I was printing all the stuff here. I then stopped that and just carried on printing people's work shirts and comp shirts and stuff. So I do little bits like that, kind of a bit like Defiant do.
Yeah.
I do bits like that, and it just means that I can print in-house and I don't have to pay all the cost.
That is quality. I've always wanted to, because, you know, like you, I have these designs in my head and I'm like, that would be a great idea. And then I look and I'm like, I can't be, I'm not going to pay someone £1 million to do it. I just forget the idea. I'd love a machine just behind me where I can just go, right, T-shirt, let's go. That must be. Do you ever do that? Do you ever have these random ideas and you go, right, let's do it?
Yeah.
Oh man.
I have done it. I've done a couple for WODaptive. There'll be some new ones coming out in February at the comp.
Oh, amazing.
Only a few people know about. So I mean, that machine behind me is $2,000. And then you've got the vinyl for it, and then there's a heat press that you got to buy as well, which is about another £800.
Right. I thought it was just a big laminator that you had in your room.
No.
Good.
If only it's that simple.
Yeah. And
but no, I do that. I'm a bit of a gamer. I read. So,
what book are you reading at the moment?
I've just finished The Eagle's Traitor by Simon Scarrow, Roman Legion stuff.
Have you got a penchant for history, or is it just random?
A little bit, yeah. A little bit. Bit of Terry Pratchett as well.
Yeah.
Bit of sci-fi and a bit of quirkiness.
Good.
But, yeah, I do like history stuff, some history stuff. So,
my degree's in history, and I rarely find it applicable, or I haven't, especially in life, in work. But as I've gotten older, I know random shit about history that can impress people, and I find a way to import this knowledge of wisdom from history. It's become fashionable to do that, so I'm kind of like finding myself fashionable at the moment. So what? One thing I do want to talk to you about is the association with Rainhill next year.
Yep.
Are you able to talk about that a little bit?
Or
not?
The only bit I can really say at the moment is they approached us wanting to expand what they've got, and they asked us to help them. And at the moment, that bit's ongoing. They've had a guy, Nat Craig, compete there probably for the last 4 or 5 years. They've had other para athletes competing there as well, but they've never really gone down the route of having specific divisions for it. So yeah, we had a chat and they were like, "Can you help us?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
Fantastic.
So we'll see what comes of it.
Yeah.
Same with Southwest Regionals, we've helped with them as well.
Great.
So we're going to be back there again next year as well to help them. We've got British weightlifting, Rainhills, and Southwest Regionals, and our own.
And do you know, fair play to people from Rainhill for reaching out and saying, "Can you help us?"
Yeah.
You know, because for people outside of the UK, Rainhill has this long-standing history of every quarter for the last decade, longer than that, of running these balloted events that are constantly fully booked. You're getting hundreds of athletes over 2 days, over a weekend for well over a decade, once every 3 or 4 months. Very well adapted for different kind of brackets of intensities and skill levels. I would probably say they're the most attended events other than Battle for Middle Ground, which is, probably on par across the UK. And for them to reach out and say, "We'd like to look down the path of adaptive," is a really big milestone. I think it's a really big and testament to you for them to reach out to say to you, "Hey Nigel, can you help us out here?" So you're obviously doing something really powerful, which is great.
Like I say, it's not. I have my CF level 1, which is lapsed now because it's just not. I'm not coaching people, but I have got the knowledge of how the body moves and doing workouts. But I've also got Ben and Craig and Ian and other coaches that I can fall back on and ask a question of, what do we do here? So, and I mean the neurological divisions, I'm always learning new bits. But Abby's been a godsend. I ask her a question and go, "How does this affect you?" And she comes back with the answer.
Yeah.
And then I go, "How does it affect the others?" And she'll come back with the answer. And I mean, Abby the Oracle, there you go. She's got a new name. She's
don't worry about the vase.
No. She's she comes back, but it's bits of, if I don't know, I will ask an athlete and go, "How do you do this?" Because then it makes me learn more. Because you can Google about a condition, but you're just reading stuff. If you're actually engaged with an athlete that's got the condition, you can get a better understanding of how it works.
And people are being included.
Yeah.
Like people just want to have a not an opinion, but they want who better to ask and include than people that have to live that life and you are adapting it for them.
Yeah.
Who better than to include? And people love being included. It's what we all do. We all love to be asked and, you know, what our opinion is and our take on it. And like you said, it makes you better, your understanding and your knowledge better. So everyone's
I've learned more about my injury as well over the last 3 years. I've learned bits and bobs that I didn't even know about and I wasn't told in the spinal unit.
Wow. But
learning about others' disabilities as well has made me realize, okay, so that affects that affects that. And obviously I know enough about the spinal cord on how it affects certain parts of your body, but couple that with whatever neurological issue you've got as well, you kind of, it then makes me think, all right, so you need to do it that way instead of this way. So
yeah,
I've learned a lot. I've made mistakes with WODaptive, with programming.
Yeah.
I'll hold my hands up. We've grown. I've listened. We've all listened. That's the main thing. I listen to what the athletes tell me. And it goes from there.
The thing is, and this is it, and this applies to everyone. It's okay to have ignorance as long as you're willing to learn to not be ignorant when presented with the information. That's the difference. It's okay to start off ignorant. We all do. It's the willingness to be ignorant and to learn and to adapt. I had the fortune, I spoke to a lady yesterday called Flo, whose son Hugo has a disease. And we talked a little bit and I'm gonna put a video out there of our discussion. But she made this really good point. Now, his disease in the UK, there's only 6 people with it, 2 of which are under 18. So they went to America and were part of this conference there, and there was only 300 people there. But her little 6-year-old boy felt part of something. He didn't feel alone. He felt a part of a community of people that understood and recognized and were willing to talk openly and to learn and to just be part of something. And for them, that was bigger than any medical intervention or advice that he'd had. It was letting him know that he's part of something. And again, these, let's call them niche, because they are, compared to the larger number of people doing able-bodied competitions. That's one of the massive benefits of people like yourself who are willing to organize these events. Claire had it when we went to Ireland. She was surrounded by people that are in the same boat as her, and she felt part of something. And I think these divisions within CrossFit are really important. Although we all identify as CrossFitters, we do need those connections with people that understand to a degree what we're going through and are willing to kind of go for the ride with us.
I mean, the one thing with WODaptive is the night before the comp, we try to have a bit of a social. Even if it's just going for food. It's literally, it's not like a full-on rave, but we just get together, have some food, and then the next morning I look at them all being evil to me because they're not happy. But it's what we've done for the last few. I mean, February this year, we're doing a pizza social the night before at the bot at Craig's place, and it's just a way for judges, vendors, athletes, because you don't always see people that you compete with or against. Sometimes you don't see them for months on end. But if they're at the comp, you see them you get to see them. And that was the whole point of it. It's yes, it's a competition, but it's a community as well.
The competitions are an excuse for people to get together. Yeah.
But the night before, we like to have a bit of a get together as well.
Yeah. So, Daniel Chaffee, who I've got on the show on Tuesday, who the French Throwdown organizer, the night before they start, so the Thursday night, they do the same thing. All the volunteers, all the judges, all the staff all get together, and there are obviously it's a massive competition. There's like 500 of them that are to do with the event. They'll get together, they have a barbecue, they have karaoke, and he understands that these people coming together, they come there like Rebecca, who we know from Rising Tides. She goes to these events internationally, and she said to me when she was on the show a few months ago, she doesn't go there to judge and help and volunteer for the sake of it. She goes there because of the community that goes, and there's this circuit of people that go around together at these competitions, and she goes there for the love of that group and that community. So it's really important that those.
I mean, we've got judges from day one that have stuck with us, and the only judging they do is stuff at WODaptive.
Brilliant.
Or they'll only judge para athletes at other adaptive comps. They've just all come together. I mean, admittedly, yes, we do look after our judges because they're giving up their time. I mean, those bags there, that's all the judges' bags.
Amazing.
With bits and bobs in it from the brands that are supporting us.
Did you print them?
Yes. So, but I mean, February we've got LSKD's one of our sponsors.
Wow.
Budgie Smuggler, they've been with us from the start.
What? Are they going to be in the vendor village?
No, they're not.
I was going to say, my wife's been begging me to get some.
Well,
she hasn't really, but I want some. That's my excuse.
Well, we've got a guy, Ollie, who's a multi-extremity. He does each comp. He does one of the workouts in Budgies.
Amazing. Yeah. That's cool. Is there any footage of that on Instagram?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's photos and stuff floating around.
Oh, good. I'll share one after this then.
So, we've got LSKD, Budgies, MyraFit, Nutri Nuts, Fit Aid, Elite, Cereal. And then we've got the smaller brands because I know how hard it is for smaller brands. And it's a two-way. It goes both ways for sort of supporting each other, and it just comes together and works.
Is your colleague that you mentioned that did the was it the shipping containers? I'm now thinking about a video. I might have seen a video about.
You've possibly seen him at Coaches Congress.
Yes, yeah, and he had a skipping rope with him. I'm sure he had he was doing a rope. Yes. I was about to say Coaches Congress and but did he go to that event? Because I bet Jason interrupted us when we were talking with his silly suit. Did he go to Coaches Congress as a coach or on behalf of WODaptive with British weightlifting?
I think he went there as a coach.
Great. Okay.
To see what could happen. He went there as a representative of the comp as well, but he was there mostly for himself to find out bits and bobs. Because I don't know, I think he got a free ticket somehow.
Right, he probably won it.
I think he did actually. He went for that. And obviously saw Jason and stuff. So.
Yeah, great event. The reason I said that is obviously I've recently, I was going to say come out. I haven't come out of anything. I recently began my my venture as the UK ambassador for Coaches Congress, and from what you've said and from what I've gathered through my own experience and personally from my own experience, there is a big gap in knowledge and understanding, and in terms of as a gym, and I hate to talk about it like this. However, some gyms operate purely on a financial basis. And I think that for those gyms that purely work on financials, there could be a really big opportunity for them to work with adaptive athletes to open up their doors, if they don't already, to say, in you come. We are for you. We are CrossFit. We're for anyone. We're not for everyone. We're for anyone. And we want everyone in here that is willing to work hard. And yes, we do work with adaptive athletes and people with impairments or disabilities. That could be a really, because from my knowledge, I don't remember seeing anyone at Coaches Congress as a stand or as a discussion point. Anyone that kind of discussed that or looked at that at any point? That
could be next year. I've been having chats with
here
Henrik.
we go. Here we go. Good. All right.
There has been a few conversations with Henrik.
Oh, fantastic. Henrik's a lovely guy.
So,
good. Right. Okay. On that, I'll leave that there. I'll park that there then. Now, you mentioned you got 40 teams. I know I'm taking up a lot of your time. You said you got 40 teams for February.
Yep.
Was that capped at 40 for a reason?
Yeah. Space.
Okay. Yeah. Right. Okay.
Normally we cap it at around 30, but I've added an extra 10 for February to see how it works in the new venue, and then if we can open it up again in October for another 10, then great. But until I've done February, I don't want to just overstretch it and go, great, we've got 50 athletes, how are we going to do this?
Gradually increasing.
Is it going to end up being a 2-day comp? Possibly. But it's small progression rather than go, let's just do the whole thing in one massive thing. Because
wise decision.
WODaptive itself is 95% me. I do everything. All the billing, all the judges' sheets, getting all I do literally everything. Ben and Craig turn up on the day to a setup comp and run the comp for the day, because it's just not something that I physically can do, let alone want to do. I like to sit there and just watch and enjoy what's going on. But yeah, Ben's our MC. Craig does a bit of MCing, but he's also does the briefings beforehand of doing the movements and stuff. We do a judges briefing the day before, which if you want to come to that, you can do, just to get an idea of. But we go through with the judges of who's competing and what movements you're going to come across and variations of movement. And hopefully that it sticks in their heads for the next day. Again, I think 90% it does. A lot of the judges that we've had that come back all the time learn something new, but they remember stuff from old. So it all seems to come together all right. I mean, the judges is the main one. If you can get a good pool of judges that know what they're doing, the comp's going to run all right. So, but all the planning is me.
Good. And the printing.
And the printing. And getting all the prizes together. Brilliant. So, I mean, I think our prize bags for this year, for February, comes in across the whole divisions is about £6,000. So, I mean, ESC's given us some headphones.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant. I only found out it's every second counts. I only found that out because I think he was on Savon's show, or he said it in a chat somewhere. I was like, oh, it makes perfect sense. I didn't know what it stood for before. Yeah. But yeah, they're a great company.
Yeah, we've got that. I mean, there's little brands that are involved as well. I mean, there's guys down in Plymouth called Callous Mind Programming. They've given a month's programming to the winners. Obviously, Budgies have given us some vouchers as well as their other bits. Morafit's given us, the first places have got 50 quid vouchers. There's just stuff in it. LSKD, they've given us bits as well as vouchers. So it's having the conversations with the brand and going, this is what we're doing. Do you want to support? If it's not something that you feel physically you can't do at the moment, then okay. It's something for you to think about down the line.
Yes.
But some of the big brands have stayed around with us, and the smaller brands that I've gotten to know over the years have stayed with us. And we've had there's a woman, Bernie from Doc Spartan, who does hand repairs. And she's been with us from day one.
Brilliant.
And we've got a great working relationship for what she does for the comps. And fantastic. She comes to every comp. Because she just enjoys coming along.
Yeah. So, I've been using Matoothian for about a year, which is one of their products that Savon put his name to.
Yeah.
Do you use tooth powder or toothpaste, Nigel?
Toothpaste.
So do I now. Cool. Right. Nigel, thank you so much for coming on. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on, filling gaps in my knowledge as well. I cannot wait, and thank you for the invitation for February.
Right.
Claire and I are really excited about that. She'll actually be doing that before she does her first open. So that'll be a really cool, go into and experience in the event and that thing. That'll be cool.
Tickets will go live at the event for October, so you can sign up with her.
Amazing. Yes. Yeah. We'll actually do that competition in October as well. Anyway. Thank you for coming on. It's been a absolute blast having you on. Anything that I can do and help in the future, just let me know. I look forward to February, and I'll repost and share as much as we can and get some exposure to you, because you're doing an incredible, and I know you hear it and I know you know it, but you're doing such an incredible job. You're inspiring people. You're getting people moving, and especially a group of people that are told no a lot. You're saying yes to them. So you're doing an incredible job, and you're one of the good people, Nigel. So thank you so much for all of that.
No worries.
Nice
no
one.
worries at all.
Right. Cheers, Nigel. I'm going to stay on now. So I'll catch up with you in a bit.
Yeah, no worries.
Nice one. Thank you very much. Cheers. Bye. Ladies and gentlemen, Nigel. What a lad, eh? What a lad. See our you can see my secret. There we go, that's better. That was gonna annoy me. This thing. It's an opportunity. It gives really, really good people a chance to do what they do. And Nigel is one of those people, and it gives him an opportunity to show that to the world, which is awesome. So yeah, we'll get on that, and I can't wait. I'm going to February event. I'm down in Essex. You may know Essex from the popularized television show called The Only Way is Essex. Sean, what are you on about? What are you on about, sir? I had a thought earlier. Now, I was sat doing dumbbell bench press and flies after coaching, watching the High Rocks class. And in no way did this inspire this thought. Arj, he was in that, wasn't he? I'm legally deaf. No, you're not. Oh, the sun's out. Look at that. Oh, sunbathe. You can watch me sunbathe. Beautiful weather today. It's frosty but sunny. It's my favorite weather. Frosty but sunny. Went for a lovely walk in the woods. Anyway, I was in the gym earlier. Okay, well, I don't know what you want me to say, but do you read my lips then? Do you read my lips then? Actually makes a lot of sense, because you never listen to what I say, so it's probably about right. The difference, I wrote this down on my phone. I had this brainwave, and I'm going to read it, and it might make sense, but it might not, because I did it in between my sets of dumbbell bench press. Some people, right? They have standing diagnosed for a division of... So, Sean, if you are legally classified... Sean lives in America, the United States of America, Abigail. He's one of those. So, do you think if he's legally classified as deaf, then are there different grades? Again, ignorance on my part. Mostly on videos, yes, I just lip read, but I have really good hearing aids, and Apple AirPods Pro have settings. Oh, right. Oh, cool. Good to know that. Oh, wow. Sean, there's levels of hearing loss in the wheel WOD rule book. That's hard to say. check it out and you may be able to get classified. Thank you, Abby. That's fantastic. Sean, have a look into it. Now, I'm going to say this. So, my words of wisdom from when I was doing bench. Some people want to feel good when they train. Others want to feel good because they trained. Some people want to feel good when they train. Other people want to feel good because they trained. Now, it's hard to get taken seriously without cochlear implants. Okay. Well, if you're legally deaf, then that should be enough, shouldn't it? Some people want to feel good when they train. Others want to feel good because they trained. So, do you ever sit back and watch, and not when you're coaching necessarily, but if you're in a gym and you're watching people and they're on, I don't know, a rowing machine and they're having a good natter, they're having a good chat. When they're in the middle of a workout, they're there for the chat, aren't they? See, when I'm training, when I'm in a workout, I'm in a workout. I don't really want to have a good chin wag. Well, I might do, but I don't because I know I'm working out. I want to feel bad when I train, so it's easier when I have to apply the training. Yeah. So others want to feel good because they trained. I was doing dumbbell bench press and reverse flies, and I was thinking, this is really hard because they're really heavy. Because but I was like, I'm going to feel really good because of this. And I couldn't help but think people sometimes train to feel good during the training session rather than the effects of it. Now, I'm not saying one's better or worse, but I just think some people train to feel good at the time. And those people usually are into cardio. Just pure monostructural cardio. Zone 2, zone 3. Go for a croissant and a latte afterwards, a soy latte. Not that things wrong with that. Now the other the comfort and complacency, yeah. The other thing, the sun's amazing. The back of my chair is getting really warm. Oh, I'm just going to lay back here. I look angelic, don't I? The other thing that hang on, I'm going to stand my phone up so I don't have to bend my neck. So the other thing that I noticed, right, and I was thinking about this, I was giving it a pondering. Niels. Hello, Dad. CrossFit has a message, doesn't it? Right? And bear with me. CrossFit has a message. We've defined fitness. We've got the fitness in 100 words. We've put this message out. Here's what we want. Here's what we people doing. We've got a methodology. We've got the L1 manual. We've got the L2 manual. We've got the coaches living and breathing it. We've got the nutrition protocols. We've got a message. Forging elite fitness. We've defined fitness. We want you living longer and happier. Can anyone tell me the message that Hyrox has? What is the message of Hyrox? I'll give you a minute while I have a sip of my drink. What is the message of Hyrox? And don't be nasty. Whilst you're thinking about that, I took Mr. Hiller's advice and I got this. It's actually quite good. And I'll be using it later. Right. Answers are flooding in. Kenneth Delat writes, come have fun with fitness. Let's have fun, from Dan Guerrero. Fun. Okay. Now, are we talking about the High Rocks events here, yeah? The HQ High Rocks message. Do we think that's fun? Or do you think that's the gyms? Or the people? The people doing it? Because I'll be honest, as much as I loved being with Jon for all 1 hour, 17 minutes of our race, I didn't find it fun. Like, I was really uncomfortable. I didn't find it fun at the time. Afterwards, I felt really good when I went home and I did bench. But yeah, I'm trying to get my head around that because I was watching the High Rocks class and I was watching people having a chat on the rowers, and I was thinking, what's the message of High Rocks from their HQ? What is the message? Now, I know one of them, they're trying to get functional fitness at the Olympics, but that isn't really the message, is it? The point of High Rocks is like a long race for most people. It's just about finishing and feeling good. That's because you approached it as a CrossFit of proper mechanics intensity. Yeah. Feeling low, train. Having a bad day, train. Seeing your gym family helps. Fitness is for everyone. Everything is possible in some form. Yes, Nigel. Feeling low, train. Having a bad day, train. Seeing your gym family helps. Fitness is for everyone. Everything is possible in some form. Yeah. Do you think that's what High Rocks HQ says? That's I'm trying to get my head around what their elevator pitch would be. CrossFit is constantly varied functional fitness performed at high intensity, broad modal space time, blah 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 blah. Fitness in 100 words. There's a High Rocks HQ, Kenneth writes. Yeah, I guess that's the difference. Ours is a methodology that also has a tip of the spear of sport, whereas theirs is the sport. And then the methodology, there isn't one, but the gyms sprout out of that. I'm just trying to get my head around the message because I coach the High Rock sessions twice a week at our gym. And I coach it from a CrossFit perspective because we are, all of us there are CrossFit coaches. So we do that. But the audience that we've gained from doing High Rocks, they're slightly different in the way that they come about workouts. They come more for, okay, here we go. We're stumbling on something. The High Rocks group come for the community during the workout, and the CrossFitters come for the community around the workout. Does that make sense? So the CrossFitters will get there half an hour before. They'll stretch, they'll have a chat, they'll sit on the bikes, they'll do in, pedaling out, then doing mobility, they're chatting. Workout starts, 5x5 back squat and a 12-minute AMRAP Metcon. They're not talking during that time. And then afterwards, they're reeling from the thing. They're doing their cool down. They're having a chat, and then they'll go out, whatever, in the night out, and they'll have community stuff. I find the High Rocksers, this is from people I've talked to across in the UK as well. The High Rocksers are enjoying the community spirit at the time they're working out and chatting during the workout. But then they don't really, outside of that, they don't really enjoy hanging around and chatting and doing that kind of thing. Is that true where you are? A High Rocks class, that sounds like having a Murph class. Yeah, well, that's the thing. And that's another question, Kenneth Delap. I'm not entirely sure that many people that go to High Rocks classes at High Rocks affiliates understand that High Rocks is an actual event. I think they hear it and they think it's a type of class, which Hyrox affiliation gives you the right to do. Whereas with CrossFit, we do CrossFit classes, we do CrossFit sessions, we're a CrossFit gym, but we don't see the end result as doing a CrossFit competition necessarily. Because our events sprouted out of the methodology, whereas their gyms and culture has sprouted out of the event with Hyrox. And again, I'm not knocking it. I coach it. I've done a Hyrox. So I'm not knocking it. I'm just trying to think about messaging here, and about the difference in attendees, because there's definitely a difference in the attendees. There's a difference in what people are doing, and that thing that I opened with, some people want to feel good when they train, others want to feel good because they trained. I think that is key there. I think a lot of the people that come to the Hyrox sessions, they want to feel good when they're training. And a lot of the people that come to the CrossFit sessions, they want to feel good because they trained. Oh, speaking of Hyrox, good morning, Heidi. The Hyrox queen. Very snowy here. Is it? That's fantastic news. I'm sure your daughter will be thrilled. How are you, Heidi? Have you just got up? You can get your members ready for Hyrox, writes Dan Guerrero, by doing GPP in your box and get them running more often. Yeah. Or, like I did, no running. I didn't do a single step of running in prep, which was my claim to fame. CrossFit missed a huge opportunity to say Hyrox is just a great CrossFit workout. I'm not sure they're allowed to. And this is the thing with anything coming from HQ, you have to think, and I know that you're not actually saying that, anything coming from HQ, it's employees, it's regional staff, it's country managers. You have to think from a legal perspective what they can and can't say. So even if they agree, even if they want to say it, they can't. Which is why third-party media like myself and like others, we take on that, which is why the discussion around it all has to happen in these sort of arenas rather than CrossFit coming from them, which is why I guess we have a role to play. Who knows? Heidi, answer me this. Do you prefer to feel good when you're training or because you trained? Anyway, whilst Heidi thinks about that question, I want to tell you who we've got coming on. Now, yesterday I briefly mentioned to, before I do that, Coaches Congress, look at, right, that way. There. Woo! Coaches Congress. There we go. That one. If you're in Europe, the Black Friday offer is still on. Stockholm events and Berlin events is buy one, get one free on tickets for attendance. You get a load for that money and you get to attend the amazing event. And if you're going to Berlin, we can have a chinwag and a mingle, baby, because I'm going. I'll be frequenting and emceeing in Berlin. I've never been to Berlin. I can't wait to go. I will have a 6 to 8 week baby that I'm leaving with my wife, but it's important that I go. I can't wait to go to Berlin. But anyway, Black Friday deal is still on via coachescongress.com. So go and get yourselves tickets there. It's the last day today to get buy one, get one free. So go and do it. What was I going to say? Yeah, this week. So this week coming up, a couple of guests coming on Tuesday, the 2nd of December. So 2 days from now, I have got the one, the only Mr. Daniel Chaffee from CrossFit Louvre and the French Throwdown. He's going to be on the show. We're going to talk about life, about competition, and about affiliation and CrossFit. So I can't wait to have Daniel on. It has been, he was on at Easter this year. So he's on in April. So it's been a fair few months. I've seen him quite a few times since then at events. Every single event I've been to, Daniel's been there. Mr. CrossFit. That is on Tuesday. Wednesday, I've got the guys from Arena Games. So those of you in the UK, you've probably seen a lot of video footage and pictures and discussion around Arena Games at the moment. They've got an event coming up in early part of the year. I think it's February, March time, near the Open, up in Newcastle, north east of England. Lovely part of the world. And then, oh, oops, I was watching from the beginning. Oh, okay. Welcome back. I'm just trying to remember who I've got. I have got Daniel, Arena Wednesday. Oh, we've got our fifth growth scan. My wife, who's 36 weeks tomorrow. Can you believe it's December tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen? So we've got growth scan on Thursday. Yeah, there we go. I think I do have some on Friday, but I'm not going to say yet. Newcastle's lovely. It is. It's amazing. Let me show you whilst you're on here. Give you a guided tour of Newcastle. I drove up there for. You might have heard Lucy. Oh, Newcastle beat Everton. Or whatever. Images. There we go. Have a look. Hello, Misty Ash. Hope you're well, sir. I will bring up a comment in a minute. I'm just putting this up. So Newcastle, incredible city, incredible history, culture to itself, fashion, football clubs, if you include Sunderland, which I do. But yeah, beautiful city, absolutely stunning. And if you're after a good night out in England, I would suggest going to Newcastle, as they say up there. Let's have a look at this pitch, see if it. No, it doesn't. Right. Anyway, let's get rid of Newcastle. Let's not get rid of Newcastle. Let's get rid of the picture that I had of Newcastle. Palace collapsed. Newcastle is far from me from London. Yeah, it's so I used to live in London, Yash, till 3 years ago. I drove up there with my mate for a competition up there, CrossFit competition, years ago now. It's actually 10 years ago. It's called the Glacier Games, and it was up there. Thanks, sir. Thanks, sir. Always good. Always at 70%. I have a 70% rule, Yash. I live at 70% constantly. There we go. Right. I am chatting absolute nonsense now, so it's probably time to go. Oh, what I will say is, had an amazing conversation with a lady called Flo, who's a CrossFitter, whose son Hugo, and I touched on this earlier, son Hugo has got a very, very, very rare disease where his body cannot use and release glycogen, which, if you know about the use of energy and energy systems, you'll know how that's how you can see how that would be hard. A very challenging life. However, the whole family are just incredible, like many people that we speak to, like Nigel earlier today. Incredible family, incredible hope, positivity, and just emanate good. Do you know what I mean? They're good, really good people. And I spoke to Flo yesterday. We did a call, a recorded chat. And I'm going to release that video at some point, either tonight or tomorrow, going into talking about Hugo. They've got an event, a charity event in January, at the end of January. Their box CrossFit Leamington in England are running a fundraiser for Hugo, for the charity that goes with Hugo, AGSD. So we're hoping to get as much coverage for that, get some donations in for people and brands to help out the way they can, because there's not a lot of funding. And as she went into and she discussed, unfortunately, the really rare diseases, the problem with them is that because they're rare, the pharmaceutical companies and the research just isn't there. It's not getting funding. So everything that we can do to support, we will. So I'll get that out, but out later today or tomorrow. But I just wanted to make everyone aware that's coming out. I will post on Instagram. If you're not following me on Instagram, why not? Yeah, I'll get that out. So keep an eye on for that. But it just reminded me, and obviously speaking to people like Nigel as well, the people that you need around you most in life are the people that have had to deal with adversity, because they're the people that are full of ideas. They want change. They're full of hope. And they're just lovely, bloody people. Keep good people around you. You are the cumulative person of people around you. Keep those people around you. They're good. You guys do home visit? Yeah, we do. My dad was born at home. That was in 1959, though. I'm 50, 58, 59, 59, 1959, my dad was born. He's 66, so yeah, 59. He was born at home. He was born actually with the umbilical cord wrapped around him, so they had to resuscitate him. But yeah, he was born at home. All four of his other siblings were born. Shout out to Sue, who passed away a couple of weeks ago. His sister, my auntie, long battle with pancreatic cancer. Yeah, lovely lady. But shout out to Sue. So yeah. Anyway, lovely. Thank you for joining me, guys. Coming up to 2 hours now. Blimey. Savon's on soon. If he's on today, I think he'll be on today. But yeah, have a lovely Sunday, guys. I keep leaning back because the sun's amazing. We went for a lovely walk in the woods earlier, and it's just beautiful. Just bloody beautiful, yeah? Have an amazing day, guys. Enjoy life. Enjoy every minute of it. It's there for you. Go and find something to do. Keep busy. Keep loving. This sun's annoying me. I'm going to get out. I'm going to lean forward. Keep busy. Keep loving. Keep safe. Stay safe. And just be kind, people. Just be kind. Live life. Live long and prosper.